It was 11:47 p.m. Amaka stared at her phone, her eyes fixed on the glowing screen as the same message appeared again. Transaction failed. She tried once more. Then again. Same result. A quiet sigh escaped her lips. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just tired. She didn't call customer service. She didn't complain on social media. She didn't send an email. She simply closed the app and gave up. And in that moment, something important happened. Not on her phone but somewhere else entirely. Because while Amaka said nothing, the data remembered everything. Every tap. Every retry. Every hesitation before she finally exited the app. And somewhere, in a quiet analytics room, that silence began to form a pattern. The next morning, the dashboards told a different story. No surge in complaints. No flood of angry messages. But something far more revealing, a spike in abandoned transactions. Not just one user. Not just 10. Hundreds. Then thousands. People like Amaka, trying, failing, and leaving without a word. To most businesses, silence feels like peace. But in reality, silence can be the loudest warning sign. Because when customers complain, they are still engaged. But when they walk away quietly, you may never see them again. The analysts leaned closer to their screens. They weren't just looking at numbers anymore. They were reading behavior. And behavior, unlike words, does not lie. Within hours, they found the problem. An authentication loop. Users were getting stuck in a cycle, verifying, retrying, waiting, then eventually giving up. No complaint. Just exit. By the end of the day, the issue was fixed. The next morning, something subtle but powerful happened. The numbers changed. Failed transactions dropped. Completion rates improved. Support calls decreased. But the most important thing? Customers returned, without even knowing why the experience suddenly felt better. That's the power of understanding behavior. Not reacting to noise, but listening to silence. Now, this wasn't just a banking story. Across industries, something similar was unfolding. In another part of Nigeria, engineers at MTN Nigeria were observing a different kind of pattern. Not failure. Not frustration. But urgency. Late at night, just before data plans expired, users were making small, frequent purchases. Tiny amounts of data. Over and over again. It wasn't random. It was a signal. People were running out of data at critical moments, trying to stay connected, trying to finish something important. And instead of waiting for complaints, MTN made a decision. They introduced an automatic data rescue feature. Right before a user's data finished, a small, timely offer appeared, just enough to keep them going. No interruption. No panic. No frustration. Just continuity. And just like that, the experience changed. Because the system didn't wait to be told what was wrong. It understood what people needed before they asked. This same principle stretches far beyond telecom and banking. Globally, brands like Nike have mastered this art. Inside their fitness ecosystem, something fascinating was discovered. Runners weren't quitting randomly. They were quitting at exactly the same point. 2 miles. Again and again. It wasn't physical exhaustion alone. It was mental resistance. A moment where motivation dropped. A point where doubt crept in. And instead of ignoring it, Nike leaned into it. They introduced timely encouragement. Right at that critical moment, a voice would come in. You're doing great. Just a little more. Don't stop now. And something incredible happened. People kept running. Engagement increased. Not because the product changed, but because the experience felt human. Because someone, or something, understood exactly when they needed support. But as powerful as this is, it raises an important question. Where do we draw the line? When does understanding become intrusion? When does tracking become control? The answer lies in intention. Because data, on its own, is neutral. It's how we use it that defines the experience. When businesses use behavioral insight to manipulate, customers feel it. Trust breaks. But when they use it to serve, to remove frustration, to simplify processes, to support real human needs, something else happens. Trust grows. Because people don't mind systems that understand them. They mind systems that exploit them. True behavioral insight is not about watching people. It's about helping them succeed without struggle. It's about making systems so intuitive that customers don't even notice the effort behind them. They just feel ease. And sometimes, the impact is even more practical. In the supply chain world, a distributor working with Dangote Cement faced a recurring problem. He would start placing orders. Fill out part of the form. Then stop. Not once. Not twice. But consistently. At first glance, it looked like indecision. But behavior told a different story. The real issue? Unstable network connectivity. The system required constant internet access. So every time the connection dropped, his progress was lost. Frustrating. Time-consuming. Discouraging. Until the system changed. An offline save feature was introduced. Now, even without a stable connection, he could complete his order. No restarting. No wasted effort. No frustration. Just progress. And in that simple shift, the experience transformed. Because the system didn't force the user to adapt. It adapted to the user. This is the deeper lesson. Every click tells a story. Every delay reveals emotion. Every repeated action signals intent. When businesses learn to read these patterns, they unlock something far more valuable than data. They unlock understanding. And with understanding comes the ability to act, not react. To solve problems before they escalate. To meet needs before they are expressed. To create experiences that feel effortless, even when they are deeply intelligent. Because in today's world, customers don't just compare products. They compare experiences. They remember how easy it was. How fast it felt. How understood they were. Now imagine what this could mean for your business. What if you could see where your customers struggle, without waiting for complaints? What if you could identify hidden friction points that are quietly costing you loyalty and revenue? What if your systems could respond in real time, not just to actions, but to intentions? This is no longer a futuristic idea. It's happening right now. And the businesses that embrace it are the ones staying ahead. At Customer Touchpoint and Insight, this is exactly what we help companies achieve. We go beyond surface-level data and dive into real customer behavior. We help you understand not just what your customers are doing, but why they are doing it. We design systems that track meaningful behavioral patterns, identify friction before it becomes frustration, predict needs before they turn into complaints, and transform everyday interactions into seamless, human-centered experiences. Because true growth doesn't come from reacting faster. It comes from understanding deeper. So the next time a customer says nothing, remember this. Silence is not empty. It is full of signals. Signals waiting to be understood. Signals that can transform your business. If you choose to listen. Because great service doesn't begin when customers speak. It begins when you learn to see what they don't say.